Ladies and gentlemen, back by popular demand, it's Kelly's Corner with Sean Kelly and his special guest, Jai. They'll be talking college sports and broken noses. Here they are, Sean Kelly and Jai.
All right, thanks, Joe. Jai, welcome. First time in Total Turf.
You taking the jams?
No, I don't know. I mean, depends on who you ask. I mean, what fight song is this, Joe?
It's like every fight song ever recorded.
Really?
It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow.
It's pretty long.
I can just let it go if you guys want.
Hey, you could use that for adult shows.
I could do that.
All right, well, we got a couple interesting topics going on today. First, before we get into college basketball, great games last night. I want your take, Jai. I know LeBron is questionable for today's game. I don't know if you saw the injury or not, but do you think he'll play today?
I mean, if he's the best player, and you gotta remember back in the 90s, MJ did play through that flu. He almost died on the court. And if LeBron has a broken nose, there's no reason he shouldn't play. If you're the best, you should play. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can't see them. I mean, right now would be the time for him to take some time off, though, because the Eastern Conference is so bad. There's two teams. It's going to come down to two teams. Everybody's known that since the start of the season, and since you saw how the Eastern Conference started out. But it's going to be a two-team race. Like I said, I mean, I think if he doesn't play today, it won't hurt him that much. I think it's one game, but again, he's LeBron. He's the man. He's the king.
He is the man. I don't know about the king, but he definitely is the man.
So you got a favorite team?
NBA? I don't really watch much NBA.
No?
No, more of a college.
Do you have a favorite player at all in the NBA?
Favorite player? I'd say Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. Okay. Mine, I've watched since college, man. I love the way he plays, and he's a shooter like me. So, I mean, I'll give you that hint. I don't know if you can guess it. But, yeah, I mean, I just, moving on to college sports.
Couple good games
last night. Syracuse and Duke was definitely up there. Questionable call. I mean, what was your take on that call with, on the last play where Jim Boeheim got ejected?
We had this discussion, and we think 9 times out of 10, the questionable call will go to the offensive player, so they'll call the blocking foul. And I believe Jim Boeheim, even though I'm a Duke fan, had every right to be mad because it was a questionable call. The game was on the line, and the official I think he blacked out. Officials in big moments tend to black out, don't make the right decisions, and I think he panicked and just made a bad decision.
I agree with you on that the refs do struggle in big time situations, but I'm going to disagree with you and say that it was a charge. And although it was a questionable call, and I don't have any doubts about Jim Boeheim doing what he did. I mean, he had every right to do what he did, but I think it was the right call. I think Rodney Hood. I don't know. Was it Rodney Hood who took it?
I believe it was Rodney Hood. Yes.
I think he was set, and
What the?
he was set when he went to take that charge. I mean, it was close. It was close.
Very close.
I mean, it could have gone either way, and
I mean, Duke they did start off slow. There's no doubt in that.
I mean, even if they get that charge call and Jim Boeheim, I mean, relaxes on the bench, then they're still in the game. I mean, you think about it. He gave them 4 free throws, which put the game out of reach with 10 seconds left. I know it was a bad call. I get that you're gonna get frustrated and get thrown out. That's all power to you. But if you live with the call and let the game play out, you don't know. I mean, they were only down 2 at that point.
And they got that technical foul, gave Duke the ball back.
John, I'm going to have to take a quick break real quick. Sorry, John.
Sorry.
Comprehensive coverage of local South Jersey sports. It's Total Sports Live. WTSL Total Sports Live. From the virtual Total Turf Experience Indoor Sports Complex, you're listening to Total Sports Live. Live with no delay means you can listen while you're inside the complex, outside watching a game, or in your car. South Jersey's only indoor sports radio, 103.1 FM, WTSL Total Sports Live. 103.1 WTSL Total Sports Live. Make your next outing at the virtual Total Turf Experience Indoor Sports Complex. Schedule a birthday party or business event. The perfect place to make your special occasion even more special. Visit us online at totalturf.net. 1031 WTSL Total Sports Live. Your home for local sports. This is 103.1 FM WTSL Total Sports Live.
You're listening to the Sean Kelly Show, coming to you live from the Total Turf Experience Indoor and Outdoor Sports Complex. Hey, Jai Shai, Sean had to step out for a minute. So give me a little background on what you're up to and why you want to take on some sports broadcasting here.
Well, I've always been into the broadcasting field. I've always loved sports, so I figured with my life I could combine the both of them and get a pleasurable experience out of both.
Awesome. So what are you doing in school? What's going on there?
Well, I play football. I go to Paul VI High School, and as of now, we're one of the better teams in South Jersey, and we're a team just trying to get over the top. We could get to the Group 4, non-public Group 4 state championship, and we could win it all, and that'd be a great feeling.
Gotcha. Yeah, I graduated in 1980 from Paul VI. It was a little bit of time ago. Land far, far away. So we've got two guests coming in. One from Paul VI, the other one from, I believe, Clearview. I'm trying to pull up the notation for today's date. Yeah, we got two guests: Troy Schwartz, Jr. at Woodbury, and Sterling Sheffield
from Clearview.
Yeah. And they'll be joining Marcus and yourself, and we'll talk all about
the South Jersey football experience.
Basically, that's it. Yeah. I mean, I got some questions and stuff for him about signing day and choices and the whole Dolphins thing going on there, and then concussions, sports players concussions, and then just the next level grades. What's coming up for them?
All right, sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Not sure where Sean disappeared to. We'll be right back after these fake messages.
Local sports. This is 103.1 FM WTSL Total Sports Live.
the food got delivered, so that was that's what brought him back. When you really listen, there's a lot of noise in this place.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hurry up.
it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Ronnie, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico? I'd say happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump day!
Get happy.
Yeah!
Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
Who?
Megan, my coworker.
Who?
Seriously, you've met her like 3 times.
Who?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you, well, you know.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Yep, everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that some owls aren't that wise?
Don't forget I'm having brunch with Megan tomorrow.
Who?
Megan.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you, well, you know.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that Old MacDonald was a really bad speller?
Your word is cow.
Cow. Cow. C-O-W-E-I-E-I-O. Dag nabbit.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you, well, you know.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that Old MacDonald was a really bad speller?
Your word is cow.
Cow. Cow. C-O-W-E-I-E-I-O. Dag nabbit.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you, well, you know.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Sean, take it away.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Had to take a little bit of a lunch break real quick. Didn't have much time to eat. I was getting hurried up by a producer in the back there.
Sorry about that.
Hey,
Can't do the Sean Kelly show without Sean Kelly.
you could though. You got people filling in for Mike Missinelli, for the Mike Missinelli show.
Yeah, well, it takes a little preparation.
Yeah, you weren't prepared, were you?
Nah,
you weren't prepared for me to just dip out like that.
Lunch trumped it.
So, getting back to our discussion about the Syracuse Duke game, where we leave off, we were talking about the charge call, correct?
Yeah, charge call.
Just for everybody listening, there's a charge call, a very questionable call. Could have gone either way, went in Duke's favor, and Jim Boeheim went absolutely berserk last night.
And that was the first time he was ever tossed from the game, correct?
First time. And well, in a regular season game. He's gotten tossed in exhibition games.
Right.
In preseason games. But back to that call. I mean, if Jim Boeheim doesn't get thrown out, you're still in the game. You're going to foul them when they inbound the ball. They can miss one or two, they can make 1 or 2, and you're only down 3. And then Syracuse has the
Trevor Cooney.
Yeah, they got Cooney. They got some guys that can knock down some threes. So, I mean, it's just. I mean, if you think about it that way, I mean, I think ultimately Jim Boeheim ended up costing them the game, in my opinion. But hey, you live and die by. You gotta live with the choices you make. And Boeheim definitely, I don't know if he regretted it. I think he was all for what he did, but yeah, I mean.
Sean, this just in. It's all Clippers.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow. All Clippers here early, and I just got word on my phone. I'm going to just double check real quick. That Glenn Davis, who was just bought out by the Orlando Magic, will be signing with the Clippers once he hits waivers at 5 p.m. tonight.
Is that for real?
I hope not.
That's what I heard.
It's going to come down to the Clippers. This might be the Western Conference Final game right here.
Nah, I got a dark horse coming in from the West. Now I don't know if they'll make it to the finals, but
Yeah, boy.
I think one, Jared Cameras went but I think I got a dark horse team and coming out of the West. Like the Eastern Conference, there's two teams. You either pick the Pacers or the Heat, but the Western Conference is definitely wide open with the Thunder starting to run away with it. But yeah, my dark horse is Golden State.
Golden State. All teams.
OKC's only up by 3 games.
To who though?
I didn't see that. I just saw the number 3.
I don't know. I think Golden State has the opportunity if they catch fire in the playoffs like they did last year. I mean, I think they ultimately should have beaten San Antonio in that conference semis.
Hey, let's talk a little Sixers there, Sean Kelly.
We're talking about Sixers?
What's up? What is up with the Sixers? 10 in a row?
They lost 10 in a row. They just traded away two of their
better players.
Two of their better players. One of the Cavs, one of the Pacers, and they got a decent player coming back, but he doesn't want to play in Philly.
Wow.
He was pissed off by the deal.
Can't build a team around somebody who doesn't want to be here.
And he's 30, and I think honestly, if I was him, I would say I'm going to be the star of this team. Let me show everybody what I can do, and work your way back. Because if he gets bought out and goes to a contender, he's not going to play. He'll be stuck. Like if he goes to Miami, he'll be behind LeBron. If he goes to Oklahoma City, he'll be behind Kevin Durant. And if that happens, you're not going to get. If he wants to get a good contract and not the veterans minimum, which he could get because he hasn't played a full season in the past couple years, why wouldn't you want to stay with Philly? You got no pressure. The team's not that good. Actually, they're awful, but
yeah, they're awful, pretty bad.
But at the same time, why don't you show everybody that you can still ball? And with guys that, I mean, not saying the Sixers play hard. They have a good coach in Brett Brown, but work your way back into playing. Get your stats back up. Show the rest of the GMs in the league that you can play, and that way you can work your way back to getting at least a decent-sized contract, money-wise, compared to the veterans minimum, which he'll probably get this offseason.
I think they should just wait for the draft. This draft class is very stacked. I mean, you could get this kid Jabari Parker, and if the Sixers get the lottery pick from the Pelicans, correct?
Yeah, it's top 5 protected though, so
yeah.
Not that the Pelicans are gonna end up being that bad, but
I think they should take Jabari Parker and either Julius Randle or Jabari Parker and Rodney Hood.
See, I'm thinking if I have a couple scenarios with the Sixers draft picks, I think that they're gonna get the number 1 or 2 pick.
Yes, probably.
And what they could, I have crazy scenarios too. I'm not going to get into them right now, but I think you draft Wiggins with whatever pick you get, or if you draft Wiggins and then you draft a shooter with the Pelicans pick, you can draft. I keep hearing about this kid from Kentucky, James Young. He's a left-handed shooter.
Or Nick Stauskas.
Nick Stauskas is good. He's actually developed into a good player there. He's a 6'6" shooting guard who can let it up from beyond the arc, but he's developed more of a drive game in his sophomore year. But again, I think Wiggins has the long-term potential. I mean, not all prodigies are going to always turn out well for you, but I think Wiggins' game is more more suited for the NBA because it's a more up-tempo kind of game, like in college where it's more half-court team basketball. NBA is more just one-on-one, which I remember watching the Duke-Kansas game back when they played in November. I don't know if you got a chance to watch that.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, he didn't look that good, and Jabari Parker went off. And I'm not saying Jabari Parker would be any of those guys would be a great addition.
Yeah.
To the Sixers.
So who would you take in a one-on-one game? For the game-winning shot, national championship, Jabari Parker or Andrew Wiggins?
I would take Parker in that situation just because. Although Wiggins is starting to play a little better. He struggled early. I think the hype got to him a little bit in his mind. But I think Parker's shown what he can do. And I think, he's shown that he can step up in big situations. I haven't really had a chance to see Wiggins play besides the game against Duke.
They played Kansas State, I think, a week or two ago. It was the first time they lost to Kansas State. No, I think they were 15-1, and they were winning, and Kansas State came back, and people asked, is he really the truth? Is he what they said he was? I think the hype, being 18, 19 years old, eventually starts to get to you. He's not, you gotta remember, they're not in the NBA, they're in college. They don't get paid to do this. They go out there, they're supposed to have fun with it, but we treat them like they're pros.
No, I agree. I think that's what happens with a lot of good college players. They like some of the worst picks in NBA history, like Kwame Brown, and I'm not saying Greg Oden's a bad pick. I think it's just whether or not you are going to be able to stay healthy or not. I mean, health is definitely a huge factor in when you're drafting, and I'm not sure if Greg Oden even had any problems before he went into the draft.
I don't think so, no.
But you got to bite the bullet a little bit. I mean, you make a decision on getting a good big man, and sometimes it doesn't work out. I mean, I've seen more. Look at Anthony Bennett from Cleveland this year. I mean, they went with him. He's an undersized 4. He's a big body down low, but they were talking about him being the worst number 1 pick in the NBA history. And what I think now I think that he's got a chance to show what he can do a little bit now. But he's starting to play a little better too. I think that whole team is a little bit of a mess in Cleveland.
Hey Sean, not to get off topic there, but you were talking about things not working out. Now, what's that new rule that the NBA just employed? I think it was last week or the week prior about not being able to have a year out of high school now to be drafted, to be eligible for the draft for the NBA?
No, go ahead. That was the rule already. They needed to go. That was the big thing coming. Like even with the NBA now, I think it's gonna. It's not gonna. Wait, did they make that? Is that official?
I don't know.
I know that they're in talks about making at least 20 years old to enter the league. But I mean, you're seeing it more and more now with kids that want to. Most of the top draft picks coming out of high school. I mean, you got the prodigies, the top kids that are getting recruited and going to college. Like this year, you got Jahlil Okafor and Tyus Jones going to Duke. I mean, they're not looking to stay in college. They're more looking to keep their careers going. They want to play ball. They want to. I mean, they're looking to make money, and you see that more and more now. I mean, you look at Kentucky a couple years ago with Anthony Davis, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Marquise Teague. Terrence Jones was a sophomore, but you look at that, and that entire starting lineup was basically one-and-done players. So you have to restart. I mean, that's what John Calipari is, I think, teaching them. I mean, I think he's used to it now with just being one and done, and he keeps bringing in recruits. Like, I mean, last year was a down year for Kentucky. I mean, they got the number. I don't know if Noel was number 1 or number 2, but I mean, even if you get the number 1 recruit coming out of high school, doesn't mean you're going to be the best team in the country.
Nah.
When you look at Kansas, they had Wiggins number 1 coming out, and they're not number 1. I mean, you look at Arizona. I mean, I watched them play last night too. Arizona looked good. I like that kid Aaron Gordon from there too. He's a freshman phenom too. He was the number 4 on the ESPN Top 100.
What about my boys from Gonzaga? What's going on with them?
I don't know. I know John Stockton's son's still running point up there, down there. But I've yet to hear about them at all.
We're only, 7 days away from the beginning of
Conference tournament.
March Madness, baby.
I don't know. I think this year will definitely be a lot more wide open compared to previous years where you think teams are going to just stomp over. I mean, I had the opportunity to go watch some of the games in Philly last year. Probably an awesome experience. I saw Florida Gulf Coast in person beat Georgetown, which was unbelievable. The crowd was... I kept thinking to myself that entire time, I was like, Georgetown's going to come back. Georgetown's going to come back. And it never did. And, I mean, you think about it, that's why there's so many upsets. Like, those lower seeds have nothing to lose.
That's what makes the whole experience. The experience is the fact that a number 1 seed can get knocked out by a 20 or a 15.
Well, it's never happened. Number 1 seeds have yet to lose to a 16 seed. That's never happened in college basketball
a couple
history.
years ago, number 1 got knocked out.
No, not in the first round. Never happened in the first round.
Because usually the first seed plays the last.
Yeah.
The 116, and then they would play the winner of the 8-19.
Gotcha.
So they could lose to the 8-19.
Gotcha.
What about that year? It was Duke and Lehigh when Duke had Austin Rivers.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's what happened. I mean, 15-2. You got the 15/2. You had 2 of those 2 years ago. You had Lehigh over Duke, and you had Norfolk State
beat
over Missouri.
Missouri.
Then you had another one last year. You had Florida Gulf Coast beating up on Georgetown, and then they ended up being the first 15 seed in college basketball history to make it to the Sweet 16.
Right. It seems like forever ago, that tournament.
Yeah.
So many. That's probably the most exciting part for me. The most exciting time of the year. Just, I mean, it starts during my spring break.
Well,
so.
Temple just gave somebody a run for their money yesterday.
Memphis.
Yeah.
I didn't see that game. I saw it was on TV, but I didn't want to watch it. I ended up watching.
They
Big
fell
Bang
asleep
Theory.
for a little bit,
Yeah,
but they came back.
They lost in overtime.
Yeah. Just like USA Hockey.
Oh, USA.
I'm not even gonna get into that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Well, I think Barry Melrose summed that whole situation up. We're talking about USA Olympic hockey. Olympics are wrapping up today with Canada winning over Sweden 3-0. But I think they talked. Barry Melrose, like I said it best. They said they went into Sochi thinking that they were going to win the gold medal, and when they weren't able to win the gold medal, I think they put their heads down and they didn't really care in that last game, which it really did show in the final score. I mean, they didn't look that good.
No, they would have been better off just
heading home.
Exactly. Just saying, no, we're done. We're out. We're not playing.
That's what they say in what's that, college football? Oregon and all those teams. So you want to play for that national championship or bowl, big bowl, you don't get it. You play a team like Texas. So you're going to run over a team like Texas. You put your head down. We don't want to play anymore. The United States, I mean, we're not the best country in the world. Hockey's not our best sport, but we have good players. And we just lost a game that we shouldn't have lost to a team that's, if the same, if not a little bit better than us.
Who won the gold in curling? Was it Canada?
I think Canada swept it. I think the women's did anyway. But I did read up that a guy on Sweden failed his drug test before the games. He failed the doping test.
That's like out of the movie Dodgeball.
But I don't know if I don't know how that would work if they found somebody on the team that got caught using drugs. Apparently it was in his allergy medicine or something. Would they strip Sweden of the silver, move Finland up to silver, and U.S. up to bronze?
Yeah, but for curling, really?
It's hockey.
Oh, for hockey. I thought you said something in curling.
No, this is hockey. I just got that up. He actually plays in the NHL. I forget I think it's Nicholas Backstrom. I think he plays for Detroit. Don't quote me on that, but I just saw that today once the game was over, they said, he failed his doping test. It was in his allergy medicine. I mean, I don't know how that would work with the Olympic Committee with trying to, if they would just strip Sweden of their medal because of that.
From one player, though?
You don't. I mean, I've seen
And
crazy.
he didn't score any goals.
Yeah, but still, that's still one. It's still a player that illegally used an illegal drug. I mean, what's your take on it, Jock?
I don't know much hockey, but I mean, the one player that didn't score could have set up the game-winning goal or had the pass to the game-winning goal, take a deflection. Taking a save the puck.
I get what your guys are saying. It's like, he's on the team, he represents the team.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know who the captain of Sweden is, but if he was the captain, I mean, that makes your team. You look at your captain for hockey, and you're not. I mean, if you're looking at him as a role model, and then you see him using, I mean, it's allergy medicine, but they obviously found something in it, and it's an illegal drug. Not to say it would help him, but at the same time, it's still illegal.
Right. When are the closing ceremonies? Are they tonight?
I think they ended.
It's over?
Well, they'll probably show them live later. I know that we're a little bit delayed.
We needed to hop on the jet and get over there.
We already sent Rob over, but he's struggling getting back over here.
Yeah, where is Hockey Be Halftime?
He'll be here in about he just texted me, said he was going to be a little late.
I guess Customs coming back from Sochi?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the jet ran out of gas right before they started crossing over the Atlantic.
Gotcha.
But we'll figure. We'll get a word from Rob on it, and hopefully in the next about a half hour or so.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back after these fake messages.
Hey, Skippy, do you know what you're listening to? You're listening to Total Sports Live on demand. Thank you. Sports Radio 103 WTSL. Get ahead of the game and get your team gear at the local legend, Sports Paradise, located exclusively inside of the Virtua Total Turf Experience Indoor Sports Complex. Open every day, not just game days. WTSL Total Sports Live. From the Virtua Total Turf Experience Indoor Sports Complex, you're listening to Total Sports Live. Live with no delay means you can listen while you're inside the complex, outside watching a game, or in your car. South Jersey's only indoor sports radio, 103.1 FM, WTSL, Total Sports Live.
All right, we're back with the Sean Kelly Show live from the Total Turf Experience Indoor and Outdoor Sports Complex, brought to you by Andrew Logard Presents Dog Show. Sean, lots of dog shows coming up here at the complex.
We definitely have some dog shows coming up. We got one towards the end of March. March 23rd is an obedience trial. We had them here last year. It's pretty cool. It's open to the public if you guys want to come check it out. Our address, 614 Lambs Road, Pittman, New Jersey. If you have any questions about when it starts or what time you guys could come on down, number is 856-218-8091, or you can come check us out. Got some things going on today. We got plenty of dog shows though, Joe. One in April, two in, I don't know if there's one in May. I don't have the thing up on the computer, but I know July is just full of them.
Eskimo Dog Club will be here.
Yeah, and then, most of these dog shows, you have Mr. Joe Coles.
Yeah.
He's a great man. Good man. Have you ever been to a dog show, John?
Never been to a dog show. I've seen them on
TV. Never been to a dog show?
Well, it's not what you think. They don't prance around. These are agility shows, and these dogs are flying, man.
I've seen them on TV, but I've never actually seen one.
Well, you should check it out. I mean, we got one March 23rd, like I said. That's obedience. It's a little different. It's more just seeing if the dogs are trained to the owner. But the rest of them throughout the summer are all agility. So I know Joe will probably be here doing some filming.
Absolutely. We'll be live right here on 103.1 FM, WTSL, bringing you all the agility action, highlights, and lowlights from the competition.
So you can come and check it out, man.
And Sean, what do we got coming up at 2:30 here from the Total Turf Complex?
Coming up at 2:30, about an hour or so, the Marcus Hammond Show. Don't know who's going to be with him today. Last week we had Jameer King. But we're looking forward to that in about an hour. Yeah, about an hour.
2:30.
About 2:30. We'll see what time Marcus gets in the studio. I'm looking forward to it. We had fun last week with asking him a couple questions about the next level football program that he has running here. Just looking forward to that, and then next week Kelly's Corner. I'm hoping, we could be wrong. Will probably be on Saturday instead of Sunday.
We may do both, man. We may do Saturday and Sunday.
I think yesterday, me and my colleague and my brother, we had too much stuff going on, so we told Joe just to cut it loose on the.
And actually, Sean, I was just told that we're also going to be doing the ASF channel.
Oh yeah.
Matt Driver wants an hour-long show. He wants call-ins. He wants special guests. He's putting it all together this week. I'm going to get with him, and we're going to put that all together. So we're going to have 3 shows. And I don't know whether we're going to put him before your show, after your show, before Marcus, or maybe move him to Saturday. When is he? When is I guess Saturday's the big soccer day, right?
It is the big soccer day, but they're normally only here when there's practices going on with their teams. Like Matt's the trainer for. I think he's actually he's the coach for one of the coaches for Tyler's team, for Washington Township Lightning, and his program with ASF. They train most of the Washington Township teams that come in here. Tyler's brother's team, and his youngest brother's team as well, and also other teams. But they're here Mondays and Wednesdays, and then depending on, like today he was here because Jake's team had a practice.
Right.
So we could plan that out.
Well, I know on March 16th, me and you will be down at the Revel Casino, believe it or not. We'll be doing interviews with some of the guys he's bringing in. He's got some marketing executives. He's got all kinds of people coming in down there for their big conference. So we're going to go down there and shoot some interviews, some spots here and there for the show. So that's going to come up on March 16th, and we'll be back here at the complex for the Kelly's Corner and for the Next Level Football Greats show starring Marcus Hammond. And I think that's going to do it for us.
Well, John, thank you for joining. Hope you had a little bit of fun talking a little bit of sports. Definitely come back, man. It's been a blast.
Yeah, Jai, you did great, buddy. It was awesome.
Great. It was awesome. We can't complain.
You didn't say like one time, which is great.
Which I say too much, but I do apologize for stepping out real quick.
Lunch?
For lunch. I had to get my lunch break in. I'm leaving.
To schedule that lunch break a little bit earlier.
Hey, it is what it is. I'm leaving in an hour and a half, so I'm hoping to get the Marcus, the Next Level, the show for Marcus.
You're heading down to AC?
You keep telling me I'm heading down to AC, but I'm not sure why I would be heading down to AC.
Why not?
Hey, I'm down for that. I'm down for a road trip. I've been here way too much.
And don't forget, coming up soon, Huckabee After Dark. That's coming up probably in the next week or two. We're putting together all the assets for the show. He's going to spin some slow jams. He's going to have some ladies call in. It's going to be Huckabee After Dark.
I thought it was Huckabee and the ladies at night.
Huckabee.
I don't know. I mean, he won't tell me what he says. He's got a title, but he won't tell me what the title is.
I thought it was Huckabee After Dark, but
he told me I need to guest host for him every night, so I don't know how many shows I can do with that before I start losing my mind.
All right, guys, we'll check you back in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to WTSL 103.1 FM, Kelly's Corner, live from the Total Turf Experience Indoor and Outdoor Sports Complex.
Hey, Skippy, do you know what you're listening to? You're listening to Total Sports Live on demand. Thank you. The most comprehensive coverage of local South Jersey sports. It's Total Sports.